Okay, so I just planted these plants right here and this group of plants right here. And I need to get some water to them. So what I'm gonna do is tie into that drip line right there using these drip parts. And I'm gonna get water to these plants. So grab your tools and let's get started. Step one, gather the tools and the parts that you need. First thing is gloves. Always keep them hands protected. And then what we have here is some 1/4-inch tube, or some people call it spaghetti tube. That actually comes off the drip line. Then we have the emitter tool, kind of a handy little thing. We have the drip stake, where this spaghetti tube is gonna go through the drip stake. That's gonna go at the base of the plant. We have a regulated 2 gallon per hour emitter. Oops. And I say regulated because these emitters come regulated and non-regulated. And then we have a bug cap. This goes at the end of the spaghetti tube through the stake. That way you don't have ants or any other critters crawling in the drip line. Now that we have our tools and our drip parts gathered, we're gonna go ahead and start with putting in the emitter. So what this is, like I said, it's an emitter tool. And I've taken this emitter and you just put it in the base of the top of this tool. And then you can see here how this part of the emitter is like sharp, almost barbed. That's gonna pierce into this 1/2-inch drip tubing. So let's go ahead and do that. So you kind of just grip right here. And you can see right there, that's the sharp part. We'll go ahead and squeeze into the tube, pierce that into the tube. Careful not to pierce the back side either. So it takes a little force. Slowly wiggle that in. You can see how this tool is just in my hand there. Slowly wiggle it in. You feel it snap in. And then you can pull this tool out. And then you won't need that. So then what we'll do is just kind of pinch this tube just to make sure that emitter is all the way in. You can kind of see how it's not in all the way. Put my hand behind the back side of the drip tube, and then I'll push this emitter in with my thumb to finish it off the rest of the way. Squeeze it in there, make sure it's snug, and that step is done. Okay, so we have the emitter installed right there, you can see. Next step is grabbing our tubing. This is 1/4-inch tube, or spaghetti tube like I said, and this comes in like a big 100-foot roll, but this is just, you know, some leftover. So what I've done is I've already pre-cut this piece. This stuff is actually pretty easy to cut. It's pretty thin, you know, pretty flexible. So all I've done here is just kind of slid it inside this part of the wire strippers right there with the cutters, and then you just close it and cut it to length. So that's why wire strippers are handy. You can use other tools, pipe cutters or something else, but maybe even some scissors, you know, that could work. But anyways, yeah, so we'll take this tube right here and we'll go ahead and pop it on this emitter. You can see basically it's kind of like notched right there. So it's made so when this tube goes on to this emitter, it's not going to pull off. So what you do is take this, press it into that little notch there. All right, so kind of squeeze it in there. 2 fingers, you'll see. Get it all the way snug so it's on the back side of that emitter. So you can see nice and flush and protected. So now that we have the hose on, go ahead and grab the drip stake, which basically just holds this tube in place. And I'm just gonna put it right in the center of these group of plants. So that water will just come off that drip line and then just kind of, you know, percolate to the bushes. So this is directional. You can see the arrow there. So I'll take this drip stake, put it on the back end of this tube, kind of slide that in there. See how that went? And then I can place this stake that's kind of barbed there, place that really anywhere. So I'll just go ahead and take this, push this into the ground there, and that will just show the direction of where the water is going to come from. Last step is grabbing our bug cap. Like I said, you put these on, just make sure no ants or critters crawl through this tube to get to the water. So take this bug cap, grab it and put it on the end of this 1/4-inch tube, and you'll squeeze that into the tube there, and it kind of like snaps and pops into place. So you just take that, squeeze it, and it'll pop into place there. So that's the final touch there, the bug cap. So now what we have here, water coming out of our 1/2-inch drip tube into the emitter, into the 1/4-inch drip tube, onto a drip stake, and finished off with a bug cap. So that's how you get water to a new plant or a group of plants. Yeah, definitely check back, keep watching these videos. I'll keep posting, and you guys just keep sharing, and let's get these sprinkler repairs done.